Well, this is a bummer. I got this figure yesterday from GameStop that I had pre-ordered weeks back. I was hoping and praying and wishing as I was opening the box that it was the platinum version of the figure, as I seen some of the images online through Reddit, and I like her face better through the platinum version. But because I already ordered pre-ordered her the collector's edition through Big Bad Toy Store. So I was like, oh, let me see if I'm lucky enough to get the platinum version through GameStop. And unfortunately, I wasn't lucky enough. So when I opened up the box yesterday, I saw that it was the collector's edition, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cancel the order from Big Bad Toy Store because I didn't really need two of her. But as I was taking pictures of the figure yesterday, so I can put on the community tabs on YouTube, I've noticed something odd that caught my eye, and it was this. There was a something missing, and for some reason, I wasn't grasping what it was. And as I kept looking, I'm like, oh, her extra hands with the fire effects is missing. So I thought that maybe it got loose, you know, at the manufacturers or whatever, and fell into the box. So I opened up the box, didn't take the entire thing out. Nope, no such luck. The pieces were actually definitely missing. So I called GameStop yesterday, and they're sending out a prepaid shipping label for me to ship her back, free of charge. The only issue is that I have to take her to the FedEx facility so they can take it. The FedEx facility is about a good 10 miles away from me, and I don't drive. I'm like, I don't want to bother family members to take me to FedEx just to ship her back. So I went to call Big Bad Toy Store to see if they can uncancel the order because it was done yesterday. Yep, they were like, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, oh no, it's fine. It was my fault. So as far as canceling it, and GameStop was trying to fix the damage. Not saying that it was their fault, but they were gonna, fix the problem. Which they were both Big Bad Toy Store and GameStop were nice about it. Um, so I sat there. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? I went back to GameStop online, and luckily enough, they had extra Zatanna figures to order. I added to cart, and I'm like, oh my god, ordered her. They already shipped her out. So I'm hoping that it's either a platinum version, and if I don't get a platinum version, at least hopefully I'll get the extra hands on the figure. So that was long-winded. So my brothers and sisters, I hope you guys are doing great. Eric, the silent collector, Ventra, Sair, Carlos, Raggedy Balboa, Richard, Michael, and Plastic Realms. I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are safe. Hope your loved ones are doing great and they're safe. Thank you guys for just being around and being you. Anyway, so I'm showing off today the McFarlane Collector's Edition Zatanna. I'm going to say box set because for all intent and purpose, we are basically getting two figures or one and a half. I already semi opened up the figure in the sense that I cut out the twisty ties. I don't know how to edit videos, and no one in my family knows how to do that, so I cheating. Here we go. So I'm gonna take her out of the box. I already took out her stand and the two data file cards that came with the figures, and I didn't show you the guys Back of the box. How so wacky of me. But I'm going to show that now. Whoops. Sorry for the noise. All right. Of course, this is the front of the box. A collector's edition. These are 7-inch figures. Um, Here's the side of the box. She's number 53. I think I have about 40 figures maybe from McFarlane. I mean, sometimes I come off like I don't hate the guy. I like his figures. Otherwise, I wouldn't be buying them. Um, it's just between the comments and the way he distributes his figures that um, can rub people the wrong way. This I like. I love the art in the back. Um, the I was collecting Zatanna comic book uh comic books years ago. I think 2009, 2010. They started doing solo Zatanna comic books through DC, and this was the first issue, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember because I was collecting them. I left them in the Bronx in a box. But anyway, she's a really cool character. Her father's name is Zatanna, if I'm not mistaken. Um, she's a really cool character. Uh, she does magic spells. She's a magic user, sorceress, but her incantations are said backwards. That's how her magic works. All right, so I'm going to show you guys first. Let me keep this because the front of the box is kind of boring. There we go. I'm going to show you Detective Chimp, his card first. This is cool. I like that. Detective Chimp. Um, he's a supernatural character. He speaks. He's very highly intelligent. I'm not sure how he came to be, but his character was introduced. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the back of the card. I'm not sure if that's blurry or not, or it's just my eyes. But here we go. Um, Detective Chimp. His real name is Bobo. I think it's cute. They did a really great job of his face sculpt. He has very limited articulation, so it's just his arms that move up and down. And of course his head. He's really cool looking. I'm not gonna. They did a great job on the head sculpt. His hat is non-removable, so which is good. You don't want to lose this. Detective Chimp was introduced. I'm not sure if it was in the 50s or 60s. He was a backup story in the Rex the Wonder Dog DC Comics character. I think that was his name, Rex the Wonder Dog. Um, Back in the day, when you were buying the comic books, the first 8 or 9 pages, and I said this in one of my other videos, you got the star of the comic book with the majority of the pages, and to introduce a new character, they would the last 4 or 5 pages concentrated on the newer side character, not side character of the lead character, but just uh like a B level character to get the audience familiar with that new character. And sorry about that. Um, Doing research on this guy because I've heard of him but never read anything of him in any comic book. I didn't know that DC Comics did a Dean Martin comic. I think I'm correct on that. I'm not sure. But Dean Martin had some comic books back in the 50s. I was like, what? But Detective Chimp, Bobo. I think the name is cute. His hand though looks like he can hold something. So was he supposed to come with a magnifying glass like this? Because it would only make sense. And we didn't get one? I'm gonna have to buy one on eBay. Todd, come on. I'm just glad that the originally he was going to charge $60 because Zatanna was going to be an elite figure. So glad he didn't do that. So he's cool. All right. Let me put him on the stand here. It's a really nice figure. And next up, let me show you Zatanna's data file card. Same art as the back of the box, and same art as her first issue debut in her solo series. That's pretty cool. And here's the back. That's really nice. I'm going to say something that might ruffle some Batman fans' cape and feathers. Um, Here we go. Here is Zatanna. I'm glad I got her. She's a really nice looking figure. I do prefer the head sculpt on the platinum version. Her wand is kind of rubbery, which is cool because any harder plastic will snap off and you're gonna have to like glue it back together. And I'm also glad that it's attached to the hand already because the likelihood of losing it is pretty high. She is she has the typical McFarlane articulation, uh, the double jointed knees. She does have the toe articulation. Um, I do love the colors of the suit on this than the platinum version for sure. I just like the head sculpt of the platinum version much more. This is painted on. It's not her net stockings. I'm not sure if she shares body parts with any of the female characters. She probably does, but it's not hitting me at the moment. Um, this is a soft rubber. Her little tail, the suit. She's really cool. Also, I'm not forgetting, she does come with her hat. She does look better with her hat on with this figure. Not sure why it took 5 years for McFarlane to get to her, but I guess better late than never, huh? Really cool. Her head does move. What? What in the world? I didn't know you were wearing a wig, Zatanna. What? McFarlane, how cheap are we getting? Why wasn't it? Oh. Was the $60 asking price she was going to come with a second head sculpt? Because this reminds me of the Peacemaker. We can attach the extra helmets. Was that why it was going to charge 60 for an elite figure? That's interesting. I'm going to have to glue this. I don't like that. Oh, that makes sense how that person was able to. Someone took the Emma Frost from the X Men '97 figure that I showed recently, took her head sculpt, and put the hair on. Because I noticed it was a short that I saw. I'm like, that's not Zatanna's face. Whose face is that? I'm like, oh, that looks like Emma Frost. And when I asked the guy, he said it was the Emma Frost from the X Men '97. Don't know how I did it. Um, I don't want to toy with it at all. In fear I'm going to break the Emma Frost figure, so I don't want to do that. But I'm definitely going to glue the hair on. But she does look so much better with her hat on, for sure. Now, what I was going to say earlier, that when people think of Zatanna, they think of uh, two guys, Constantine and Batman. Most likely, they think of Batman first because she appeared in the Batman animated series in the 90s. I'm going to see if I can put her on her stand. And while it was cool they were trying to showcase other characters, the only thing I didn't like is that they do that a lot with Batman. They'll take characters and let me take them off here, and they um introduce these characters on in either in his comic book, in his game, or his um uh cartoon animation series. And the character Zatanna was introduced in 1964 in issue 4 of the Hawkman comic book. But now there's no ties to Hawkman. Um, Everyone pairs her now with Constantine, which I don't mind because they're all supernatural characters. Constantine and but Batman, ah, like they didn't have to do that. Just like a lot of people think that Solomon Grundy is a Batman villain, he is not. Just because he was in the Arkham Asylum game, he is a Green Lantern Alan Scott villain, and then later became a Flash Barry Allen. Don't quote me on the Barry Allen Flash one, but Solomon Grundy was a villain for um, Green Lantern Alan Scott. So that's the only issue. And I was actually ecstatic when they were giving us the Justice League Dark cartoon until they put Batman in it. I was like, oh my god, why do they have to do that? There was no need for that. It's almost like DC feels like they don't have faith in their characters and they have to like use Batman for everything. And it looks like everything is revolving around Batman or revolving around Batman. And I don't think it's sad. You know, your characters are cool enough, but I'm not gonna keep going on about that. Here is Constantine, and hopefully he doesn't fall. Uh, is he gonna fall? Of course he is. Let me see. I don't want him to fall. Please stand. Okay, let's see. And here's Deadman. I think they're the Justice League Dark. I'm hoping. I'm not sure who else is part of the Justice League Dark roster. Um, if I think I heard that Doctor Fate was part of that group for a little bit because he's a supernatural character. Oh, there we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, Swamp Thing was also part of the group. I'm gonna have to hunt him down uh sometime in the next couple of weeks, or if not next month. Um, so I'm glad that at least I have some of the characters of Justice League Dark. So that is so cool. I'm happy about that. She is a really nice looking figure, especially with her hat on. She looks amazing. Um, like I said, I'm hoping that I get a platinum version, but if not, I just hope I get the fire effects with the extra hands in the next order. One last thing. Let me take these guys off so I can do a comparison minus the hat. I put the hat in a safe place. Here is the DCUC Zatanna. Oh man, I can't remember what wave she came out in. She does come with a hat. The hat though falls off real quick, unlike this one. So I'm going to give props to McFarlane for giving us that. See, it's not moving, it's not budging. you can't do that with her unless it's just me that I didn't know what I was doing. But these are real fishnet stockings. These are painted on. I do have the DC collectibles Zatanna with her cape, but no hat. And it's not my favorite look. This is my favorite look of Zatanna. The wand here is a separate piece. I glued it on because I did lose it for quite some time. And one day when I was sweeping, it happened in New York. When I was sweeping, I'm like, oh, I went and I glued it. Like I don't want to lose that again. And her hat, I forgot to take out from the box when I was dusting recently, um, 2 weeks ago. I took her off the shelf because I knew I was getting her, and I put the hat in a bag in a box, and I put her in a separate box, and I forgot to take the hat out. So her top hat. So not bad, but yes, this face sculpt way better, and the platinum way better than this. But anyway, my peeps, I hope you guys are safe, and if you stuck long enough to the end, bless you guys. Um, like I said, my videos ain't much to look at. I'm just doing this to show off the figures that I got, and if anyone who's just watching them, if they're interested in picking up the figure. She is a nice figure, though. I'm glad that it wasn't the $60 elite price that he originally was going to. Unless he was, like I said, unless he was planning on giving us two head sculpts. But still, I'm not sure worth 60. 50, maybe. Or even 45. But anyway, guys, stay safe. And I gotta start watching Fallout soon, season 2. When I start watching it, I'll let you guys know what I think. In passing, one of my friends told me that they love season 2. So, see what happens. Anyway, my peoples, love you guys. Please stay safe. Try to stay away from negativity. It's actually not good for your mental health and for your immune system. So try to keep away a lot from social media. I've been doing that recently and it's actually been helping out quite a bit. And of course, you guys have been helping out quite a bit. Love you. Stay safe. Peace.